that you witnessed? What did you make of it all?
Well, do you know what I thought? And I thought it was a really sad morning, And I've just done a little interview there where I mentioned, I just wonder what the great Jock Stein would have thought of it all, who preached unity at the football club, said that a club not united would never be successful. And it was really sad, I must admit. It's as sad a morning as I've seen. I mean, I've been to a few of these AGMs before, and I suppose because we'd been doing well at the time that it was nice. Not even sure I was ever asked a question in them at the time, but that was rather raucous.
Peter did warn before a couple of times that if the behaviour didn't improve, then he'd be left with no option. Did he have no option?
Well, it looked that way really because no one was being heard, and I think that there were an awful lot of people in the room who would have wanted to have asked questions, and I think the board. Listen, I'm not an apologist for the board. I'm here on an interim basis. I am privileged to be here for a second time, as I was for the first time as well too. But there were people who would want to have asked questions, and the board have said that they've made mistakes. They've, and I think there's only so many times that you can apologise, and then you have to get on with things again. So we'll start again, and hopefully that will start when the new manager comes in. A united Celtic will be far better equipped to compete and try and win again.
Do you think that's possible after seeing scenes like that this morning?
Well, it shouldn't be impossible. It should not be impossible. I think that there's got to be a coming together again from this, and the success at the football club over the last 20 odd years has been obviously there for all to see, I must admit. But it wasn't great, and in fact it was quite poor. But at the end of it all, I feel as if that there's an obvious disconnect at this minute, but that surely can be rectified.
That disconnect, obviously, Martin, was evident way before you came back for a second time. Did you think with your arrival that perhaps could have forged some sort of connect again?
Well, well, that would be asking a lot of
just in terms of what you mean to the supporters.
Well, naturally, it's nice, and I've had a really decent reception, which I am pleased about. And that could end very, very quickly. You have to win football matches in this to keep things going. But I just, what I do, I look around. I've gone to Lennoxtown, and I remember travelling to Lennoxtown in 2005, just before I left, where they were thinking about moving to a new ground. It was just the big castle sort of thing up there, and just a set of fields. And I go up there now, and it's incredible. It's incredible, and the players they have everything. It's there. The pitches are immaculate. They are so well looked after. So well looked after now. So there have been changes, and that's obviously cost a lot of money. We trained at Barrafield way back 20 odd years ago, and sometimes when they were rolling out the tarpaulin would go to about -4, but if it was -7, then we had a frozen pitch. But you know what? It didn't matter. I never heard Henrik Larsson or Johan Mjalby or anybody ever complaining about it. Neil Lennon might have done once or twice, but overall, yeah. So the things have improved immensely. So players should have little excuse, and therefore, as a consequence of this here, I get back to the point about you asked me a question: would my interim period, fuse things together? I don't think that was ever going to happen. But what you have to do in the main, is that you've got to now realise that has happened. Mistakes have been made, and they can be rectified, and hopefully rectified quickly.
Were you due to say a few words today, Martin?
If I'd got an opportunity, I would probably be saying what I'm saying here. So I think that I would. I wish now I had said a few words. Listen, I don't think, since my words don't go down all that well in my own household, sir, I don't think it would make really much difference. I've got 3 people in my household who never listen to a word I say. So But if given the opportunity, which it might have occurred in the latter part of the AGM, yes, I would have said something.
Because when Ross Desmond spoke, that seemed to tip it for some shareholders on the floor. He was defending the board, he was defending his father. Was he right to say what he said, and do you agree with what he said?
He has every right to say what he said, absolutely. And again, this is the point. I got this job 25 years ago because of one man, really. And he brought me in when he had bigger names to choose from, you know, people who had better CVs, bigger CVs, that type of stuff. And I come in from that viewpoint, and I've had, you know, I must admit, for the next couple of years, I've had the time of my life, which was fantastic. And he brought me back here again, but he brought me back just to, he did not say to me, your job is to quell the discontent or something that gets here. That wasn't, it was to try and just hold the fort until they get, as he said, a proper manager in, although I wasn't wildly convinced about that one. But yeah, so I have the utmost regard for him at the end of it all, and I think that that what he has done at the football club and the money that he has put in himself is, you know, sometimes those things are forgotten.
Last one from me, Martin, if I may. I've spoken to Peter, I've spoken to Michael. What was their overall mood after it? Could they believe what had happened?
We had a little cup of tea in the boardroom afterwards, and I think there was just probably. I think they were expecting a tough time, but I think there was a bit of shock as well around the room.
So they didn't see anything like that coming. They just expected some sort of hard questions, but not that.
I got that impression. Yeah, that's right. And I think that the impression would have been to at least have the opportunity for shareholders to ask some questions about the board and about where the football club was going on from here. So I'd maybe try and learn from the past. If the past is recent, then that's you've got to try and learn from it.
Well, just going to your position now. You surprised to be here again for another pre-match press conference, or you?
Well, the only one thing I would definitely guarantee, I'll not be around for the next AGM. So that is certainly, which actually may be rearranged for next week again, you know. So I will definitely not be around for that. And I might not even be around for that. Around. So this young man's having a laugh, you know. It's all right, very well. I wish I was your age again, young man. Nothing great about getting old. Nothing great about it at all.
Doing it very gracefully, Mark.
Pardon?
You're doing it very gracefully.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you, young man. You know, yeah. I wish I looked like you. It'd be all right. So, getting back to your point, I think that I'm still here. I'm probably a bit surprised that I am. I thought maybe something might have got sorted out in the international break, but and I think that there is definitely progress being made in that field. Yeah. So, bad news. You and I will not be around much longer. All right. Okay. So, but I would. I don't think it'll be a surprise to me if they announce somebody about midnight tonight, you know, so I'm going to be there for the game tomorrow night.
Have you managed to focus on the game tomorrow night, Mark? Because obviously, when the international break started, as you said, you thought maybe something might have changed, but
I just put my focus on it, working in the understanding that I'm here until I'm told not to be, and but I'm naturally still surprised, I must admit. But yeah, I'll just focus on that.
What do you expect tomorrow night?
Oh, right. The very obvious, really tough game. I went to watch them against Hibs, two sides that we have in consecutive weeks, and and although they lost the game, could have gone. They had some decisions that VAR. Can anybody explain the VAR up here? No,
How long have you got? How long have you got?
Well, it depends which line you look at, doesn't it? Really? Yeah. Well, really? Yeah. It really does, you know. So, that's the job I want. It's the job I want. It's just to be able to draw some cricket lines in some team I don't want to win, and so yeah, well, it'd be brilliant. I'd love it. Please, would you put me forward for that? Thank you.
Mark, you're saying that you're kind of still you're surprised to be taking the team tomorrow. Have you been given a definitive as to how long you will be in position.
No, I think that things should hot up in the next year and a half. No, so, I'm kidding. It's just a rubbish joke.
Will this be your last game, or
no? It could well be. It could well be. And if we lost the game, then this is the point. Not only am I going sort of like game by game in that sense, and a new manager coming in, but obviously you can outstay your welcome here as well. You lose the games, and people will want to try and make a change pretty quickly. Then after that, which I understand because we're in the results business. We have to try and win.
On a different subject, how pleased were you for Kieran Tierney?
Do you know what? Much as I loved my time in Scotland, and I did do, I can't always say I was cheering the national side on all the time. I thought it was brilliant. I thought the victory, we went to the game, and I thought it was great. And I must admit, of course I was surrounded by Scots people anyway, with Sean Maloney, Mark Fotheringham, and one of our really good scouts, young Cooper. But it was great. Really great, and in the manner in which they won, you couldn't have foreseen that. It was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So well done, and well done the manager, who is now the most successful Scottish manager. Yeah.
3 major championships.
Absolutely, it's really great. And for Kieran, I couldn't be more pleased. Really. I thought the goal, I was right behind it. The minute it left his foot, I thought, this is heading in. And much as the fourth goal was obviously a great goal, 3 great goals if you include McTominay's, the fourth goal might not have happened and Kieran hadn't scored. So brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So we have to now pick up Smigel from off the floor now. So that might be more difficult than you think. But we'll see how he is. I haven't had a chance today because we're training this morning. So what a time to organise an AGM. Ridiculous. If I'd known it was going to last only 4 minutes, then I would have, well, honestly, yeah, I could have sent a substitute instead, So.
Martin, just wrapping that up then, just on that, on a serious note, how do you think Celtic, the club, and Celtic, the supporters, sort this situation out?
It will get sorted. How will it get it sorted? Right. Okay. Well, I'm not a soothsayer, so you might be right. It might go on for longer than you think. But at the end of it all, I think that I get back to the point. I think the board have said, they've made mistakes. We're all doing it. I did say in the interview, I only make about 6,000 per day. So at the end of it all, you got to put something into the past and try and move forward. And that's what Jock Stein would have said. And so, as I say, he's the greatest manager of the football club and wanting in any conversation to be the greatest manager of all time. And we are all followers after that. So that's what Jock would be saying.
Do you think he would have made of that?
He would have been massively disappointed.